UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi takes place this weekend. This is a stacked card, and I'm going to be breaking down and predicting every single fight in the card. Starting off with the prelims, let's get started with Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha. Now, Martin Buday, he's quite underrated for heavyweight, to be fair. He's 6-1 in the UFC. He's a pretty solid heavyweight fighter. Marcus Buchecha, from what I've heard from this guy, one of the best heavyweight BJJ fighters to walk the face of the earth. That's from what I've been told. Martin Buday, his fight style is very plod forward, pressure the opponent, push him back against the cage, smother him. Buday is quite heavy for the division as well. He cuts weight to make heavyweight, which is insane. Why are we cutting waterweight? Get rid of your belly fat first. But regardless, Marcus Buchecha is also big. He's a big guy. He's a heavyweight-sized guy. I think Buchecha wins this by round 1 sub. I don't think Marcus Buday is anywhere near the same level as Marcus Buchecha on the ground. I think Buday is much worse on the ground compared to Buchecha. I can see Buchecha finding a submission within the first 3 minutes of the fight. Martin Buday is going to try his normal style, plodding forwards towards him. And then I think Marcus Buchecha is just going to shoot a double leg, get it, and I think he's just going to have too much top control for Buday, and I think he's going to find a submission. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say rear naked choke, round 1 for Marcus Buchecha. Moving on to the next fight down on the card, Mohammad Yahya versus Stephen Nguyen. Mohammad Yahya is terrible. I'm gonna be honest. Mohammad Yahya, he isn't very good. I would not say he's a top 100 lightweight in the world. Nguyen's gonna get this one done. I'm gonna say round 2 KO over Mohammad Yahya. I think if he does what Trevor Peek did, he would be able to shut him down pretty effectively. So I'm gonna say round 2 KO for Stephen Nguyen, if not round 3 KO. Moving on, Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elenka. Aslan has struggled historically with grapplers. His only 2 losses are by submission. I think he will catch Elenka on the chin. I'm gonna say round 1 knockout for Ibo Aslan. However, if Elenka can get this fight to the ground, I can see Elenka getting the back, working hooks in, fighting the hands, and then working on 2-on-1 wrist control to get a choke. He gets the back with a little bit more urgency. I think he can find this submission over Aslan, especially with the fact that Aslan will probably just try and get up and not know how to defend it whatsoever. So I think Elenka could win this one if he's a little bit more urgent when getting back position or just in the grappling exchanges. If Elenka is more dominant or more urgent inside the grappling exchanges, he could win this fight. And I think he could win it by submission. But I think Aslan catches him. I'm going to say round 1 KO via overhand right. Moving on to the next fight down on the card, Amanda Ribas versus Tabitha Ricci. I think it's going to be close. I mean, Tabitha Ricci, she, for some reason, the judges love her. They give her a lot of these closer decisions and decisions that, let's be honest here, are robberies. So I think they'll probably give her this one if it's a close fight, and it will be a close fight because pretty much every single W strawweight MMA fight is close. I'm going to say 29-28 decision, Tabitha Ricci. Some people are going to argue Ribas wins. That's my prediction for this fight. I'm saying 29-28 decision for Tabitha Ricci. Moving on, Davey Grant versus Damon Blackshear. Davey Grant, he's a little bit more of a swinger, a little bit more of a brawler. I think he is dangerous, though. He is dangerous, don't get me wrong. I think Damon Blackshear's submission game will be too much for Davey Grant. I think he's got very underrated submissions. Damon Blackshear, he has a twister submission in the UFC. He's got a very underrated submission game. I can see him getting this one done. I'm going to be honest. I can see him getting this one done. He had a close fight with Mario Batista. Could have gone either way. Even though he lost, aged very well, especially with the way Mario Batista's been moving recently. I mean, he got chinned by Montel Jackson within 18 seconds, but it's Montel Jackson. He's got good power. I can see Damon Blackshear winning this fight. I'm going to pick him to win by round 3 submission. Damon Blackshear will win one of the rounds. I think Davey Grant will win one of the rounds. I think he's going to get an armbar from full mount and submit him with 2 minutes left to go in the round. Moving on. Muslim Salikhov, king of Kung Fu. He's back. He's coming off a spinning wheel kick and he's facing Carlos Leal, who has quite a bit of body acne considering the fact that he's allegedly hopped off steroids. Leal's been caught for steroids multiple times in his career. The UFC don't care though. They'll sign him anyway. It's pretty much the only sport in the world where you can constantly test positive for performance-enhancing drugs and still be considered the GOAT of the sport. John Jones. Anyway, I think Muslim Salikhov, he's got very underrated kicks, very good kicks. Obviously, he's coming off a spinning wheel kick KO. But I think a guy like Carlos Leal, who's just going to charge him down inside that first round and try and bully him, basically, I think that's going to stop Muslim Salikhov from being able to get his kicks off. And I think Carlos Leal will chin him within the first 4 minutes of round number 1. Leal, he's very aggressive in the way he fights. I think he'll chin him within the first 4 minutes of round number 1. Moving on, Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. This is a tricky one because if you think about it for Bryce Mitchell, with all the stuff he said about, a certain dictator from the 1940s, he could be looking at getting cut from the UFC if he loses this one. I think Bryce Mitchell, I think he wins this one, okay? But Said Nurmagomedov is a very dangerous round one fighter. If you can kind of push a pace on Said Nurmagomedov and survive that first round, he's not the same fighter. No gas tank at all. He gassed out against Oliveira. I think Bryce Mitchell gets this one done. I think he wins round 2 and round 3. And I think he survives the weird, explosive head kicks and spin kicks of Said Nurmagomedov in round number 1. I think Bryce Mitchell wins this. He could just get chinned, by the way, because he's now actually cutting weight down to 135. Depends how durable he is. I'm going to pick Bryce Mitchell to win by decision. Said could just chin him with a spinning wheel kick inside round number 1, though. So, I don't know. Moving on. Main card. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. I mean, Krylov, he just got flatline KO'd. 3 months later, he's back in there again after getting flatline KO'd against a knockout artist in Bogdan Guskov. I think Bogdan Guskov is good. I think he's a top 5 fighter inside the light heavyweight division. I think he will knock out Nikita Krylov. I think he knocks out Nikita Krylov. I think he does inside round number 1. Krylov, why are we coming back 3 months after a KO? You've just spent 2 years out of the cage. You get knocked out within 2 minutes and you're back in there 3 months later. Doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe something happened inside his personal life. I don't know. I think Bogdan Guskov will KO him. I don't think Nikita Krylov is fully recovered. Moving on. Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. Almabayev is coming off a TKO loss to Manel Cap. That fight was pretty close, and there was a few eye pokes inside the build-up as well. I think Ochoa is pretty good. Ochoa gave Lona Kavanagh a run for his money. That was my introduction to Lona Kavanagh. And I saw him going tit for tat with Jose Ochoa, and I'm thinking, is this Lona Kavanagh guy really that good? And the thing is, if Lona Kavanagh is that good and is as good as people say he is, Jose Ochoa is the same level. So I can see Jose Ochoa winning this one against Almabayev. Almabayev is alright on the feet. If Ochoa stuffs the takedowns of Almabayev, or at least just has like a dangerous guard, I can see him winning this. I'm saying round 2 KO. He does have good power for flyweight. With flyweight in general, you're not heavy enough to really knock someone out cold. You kind of have to have that special KO ability. And I think Jose Ochoa does have that special KO ability, don't get me wrong. I think this will be more of a volume punch TKO. And then Almabayev just kind of slumps and goes out cold from it. So I can see that happening. A knee down the middle would also be very effective as well. But I'm picking a round 2 KO for Jose Ochoa via volume punches TKO against the fence. Moving on, Shara Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault is not on the same level as Shara Magomedov. That being said though, I don't rate Shara Magomedov. Maybe it's survivor's bias because he lost his last fight, but man, I'm thinking about it now. Very good knockout with a double spinning back fist. He was arguably losing that fight, by the way. He's had pretty mid performances against mid-level fighters. But just because he lands one good spinning back fist and he like mixes some weird striking up, he's suddenly world class. I think he'll beat Marc-Andre Barriault, obviously. I'm saying round 3 KO for him. I think he gets it done, but whatever. Moving on. Petr versus Marcus McGee. This is a close fight because it's 3 rounds. Marcus McGee will win that first round. Round 2 is going to be close, and I think Petr will pull away inside that 3rd round. It depends how you think Marcus McGee will do inside that 2nd round, and I think I was going to say Marcus McGee to win. I'm going to go with Petr because he's experienced. There is a huge gap between the bottom of bantamweight, like the bottom of the rankings, and where Petr is. I'm just saying Marcus McGee could win the fight via round 1 and round 2. 10-9, 10-9, survives round 3. So I'm going to say Petr gets this one done. Very good boxing. He's been around for a while at that top level. But watch out for Marcus McGee inside this fight because it's going to be a close one. Moving on. Robert Whitaker versus Reinier de Ridder, the main event. I think Reinier de Ridder gets this one done. Whitaker has always struggled with his frame at middleweight. Well, Whitaker's going to look slick, moving in, moving out, jabbing with 1-2s. And then I think de Reynier's just going to waltz on towards him, clinch up to him, just drag him down. Make it scrappy, make it, not as technical. Whitaker's going to piece him up, don't get me wrong, on the feet. De Ridder's just going to drag him down, scrap with him a bit. And I think he's going to bully Whitaker in the clinch. I think he gets the fight to the floor. And then I think he submits him. I'm going to say rear naked choke. Whitaker always trying to get back up to his feet. He gives up his back a lot. I can see rear naked choke for Reinier de Ridder. Getting hooks in, getting the body lock. Rear naked choke. I'm going to say round 2 for Reinier de Ridder. After round 1, where Whitaker's going to look good, he's going to be piecing him a little bit. De Ridder's going to look like he doesn't even belong in the rankings. And then I think de Ridder's just going to drag him down and submit him. So that's my prediction for this fight. That's my prediction for this card. Let me know what you think of them inside the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.